The first question we ask when we develop a business model is, what would be the ROI? As we all know, any startup needs funding, so it is very much essential to know which round of funding should we be aspire for, and what should the term sheets look like.
So let's learn something more about investment and funding in this session from our speaker, Mr. Ashish Fafadia, CFO Blume Team. I would like Ashish to felicitate Mr. Ashish Fafadia.
Hi, good morning all.
Good morning.
It's all good, I think. We don't need a mic, right? Am I all audible?
Yes.
Okay. So I remember the last time I was here, I had a special request because I was sharing some stuff which largely was meant to be within the room. I had requested for no shooting. Term sheets and those discussions are also very sensitive. And I'm inclined to take a different stance. Please feel free to shoot and even blog it out. I have no problem. In fact, we are even happy to share our templates and make it open because times are changing and we want to make sure that there's enough transparency in the startup ecosystem. So we want to do our two bits to make sure everybody's on the same page and people appreciate and understand why a few things are the way it is. Because the starting point of all that we're trying to do is to be on the same page. And if we can't get into a business plan at the startup stage with being on the same page, we are across the table to negotiate, doesn't make too much sense. So what I'll try to do over the next an hour or so, that's all I have, and that's enough, trust me, is divide it into two parts. Very briefly, when you land up at this stage, where you get into term sheets and financing discussions, I'll take about 5 to 10 minutes to reach that point, and the rest of the discussion, I'll get into the subject proper, where once I have a brief understanding what you would like to go through over the next 60 minutes, I'll take you through various terms that we end up using and what should be a standard approach to working and getting into a relationship with a potential investor. So before I start, a big thank you to you and the team for getting me over. Won't make it too boring. Will be a lot of legalities and jargons, but yeah, we'll try to make it as interactive as possible. So please keep asking questions and raising your doubts. What is it that people want to know about structuring, investing, term sheets? Just quickly, if few of you can tell me, I can then channelize the discussion and make it more meaningful for all of us. So what would you like to know?
First would be, how do I get that fund? Can someone help me investing or valuation on my own in terms of savings?
Okay. So I'll make some notes as we talk.
Right, sir.
Okay.
How do I channel my funds, the funds that I have received, how do I channel it to various segments so that it improves my business?
Okay.
Is there a right time when we talk about funding? If yes, what would be the right time?
Okay.
Mine is similar to that. Should we bootstrap before getting investment or just get the investment as soon as we have an idea?
As soon as, just repeat one thing.
Should we bootstrap after we have an idea or should we directly go for funding as soon as we have an idea?
Okay, I'll hit that in the time.
So what is the angel round, angel funded or a seed group looking at when they are evaluating a particular startup?
what should be the sharing?
Okay.
The thing is that first of all, we are trading. In case we are investing in the basic thing is that we will reduce returns. So also have a very good takeaway point to get a reduce returns from the thing which we are investing.
Is it good having a big amount from one guy or small amount from friend?
And take it up around 900. Okay. Application. Okay.
My question is, should I look for funds when I'm an innovator or an earlier?
I'll cover it.
What are the dynamics of our investment management?
Expand this a little.
Dynamics like in what are their core business they are in investment management?
Investment management firm.
Yeah, management firm.
Okay.
Or an investment company. Their core dynamics.
I'll come to it. I'm not fully understood. I'll come back to it.
What are the exit options that the investor is looking at, and what are the timelines which a particular investor gives to a startup?
Okay. Yeah.
Different series of funding. Like series A funding, how does the legal structure of the organization help in getting funds? Like,
Go ahead.
How does any particular tool or process that we need to implement in our startup so that we can keep track of our revenue, profit and loss and all that things?
I think we should give the money to them. Because they need it, it doesn't.
Okay, last one.
what is investor looking into a business plan?
Okay, done. We'll take care. Somebody else also raised hand. Yeah.
What are the metrics that an investor looks at while evaluating a startup?
Negotiations with investors.
Do you need?
How to negotiate and what on what basis?
Okay. So cool. I have laid out the agenda for the next Bizorion. We'll factor for it when we organize it. I'll try and do justice to it as superficially as I can. Just to lay down a common agenda, what I plan to do, and I'm happy to have you guys give feedback, is cover as much as I can, very, very briefly, and go to the structuring and the term sheets and all the technicalities. And maybe towards the end, last 15 minutes, let's take a stock of whether we have done justice to it, and then we can take specific questions. So let's divide it up a little differently than what I earlier thought. Is that okay? Yes. Yeah? So, wherever you find that you already know, all of you just raise your hands, I can move quicker.